Hello, beautiful souls. Today, I want to welcome you into this moment with me, into a space of peace, a space of reflection, and yes, a space of healing. So whether you're tuning in at the end of a long day, the end of a long year, the closing of a chapter, or perhaps in the quiet aftermath of a goodbye, this message is for you. See, I've always been passionate about encouragement. I don't just speak because I love to hear myself talk. I speak because I care. I speak because I've been there in many dark places and spaces. And when I was there, alone and feeling stuck in the in-between, or broken in the middle of a betrayal or a goodbye, I didn't just need motivation, I needed clarity. I needed peace, and I needed hope and a reason to keep going. So today, in this moment, see me as a friend who is here to remind you of something deeply powerful. And it's simply this: goodbyes don't have to be final, and goodbyes are not the end. Sometimes, in fact, they are just the beginning of something new, something else. So let's talk about that word, goodbye. It's just 2 syllables, good and bye. But it can carry the weight of 1,000 emotions. Sometimes it's spoken in a whisper. Other times it's screamed through tears. And then there are times when it's never spoken out loud at all. Just felt heavy and lingering. But what if we've misunderstood the word goodbye? What if goodbye is not the conclusion we've made it out to be? What if it's actually a comma and not a period? See, we live in a world that often associate endings with failure or with finality. So when something ends, we panic, we mourn, and we question everything. But the truth is, every goodbye is also a beginning, and every ending holds within itself the seed of something new, something unseen, and something necessary. Think about it. The end of a day brings the beginning of rest. The end of winter gives way to spring. The end of a job might be the birth of a calling or even a hidden passion. The end of a relationship might uncover your true identity and give you the ability to love deeply again. And even the sad passing of a loved one can leave behind a legacy so loud that it whispers to your soul for a lifetime. And yes, we all can agree that goodbyes are never easy, but they are often divine interruptions that redirect our path, giving us the opportunity to reflect and not regret. In fact, I encourage it. I mean, today we live such fast-paced lives that we often don't stop to feel what's really happening to us, let alone understand it. We go from chapter to chapter, from relationship to relationship, year to year, without even pausing to reflect. And let me be clear, reflection is not about dwelling or living in the past, but it's about honoring it. Reflection is asking yourself, what did that experience come to teach me? What was I holding on to that I now need to release and let go of? Where was I hurt? And how can I heal differently this time? See, regret keeps us stuck, but reflection, it sets us free. Yes, goodbyes can feel like regrets, especially when we don't get closure, or even when we wonder, could I have done something differently? But hear me when I say this. Closure or no closure, you don't owe anyone a perfect ending. You owe only yourself an honest reflection. Not all goodbyes are neat. Not all endings are clean. But every goodbye has something to teach you if you're willing to listen. And then we have grief. Grief that maybe was brought about by goodbyes that you didn't plan, that you didn't see coming, and you didn't choose. Maybe it was the sudden death of someone you love. Maybe it was a heartbreak you didn't even see coming. Or maybe it was a door that slammed shut in your face without warning. So let me say this to you gently. It's okay. It's okay when we experience those things. And it's okay to cry. It's okay to mourn. And it's okay to grieve. Because grief is actually the echo of love. And as difficult as it is to handle grief, I do believe that grief is a sign of true love. I do believe it is proof that what you lost mattered. So don't rush your healing. Don't try to be strong when your soul is asking for softness. Cry if you need to. Hey, scream if you must. Sit in silence. Journal. Pray. Meditate. Take walks. Hey, read scriptures or whatever books nourishes your soul. Remember, you don't have to move on. You just need to move through. And here's the beauty of it. It is my belief and the belief of many people that people don't die when their bodies return back to the earth. In fact, we believe that they step out of their bodies, leaving it behind. The same way we leave our garments and our clothes behind when we take them off, and we step out of them and change into another. We also believe that your loved ones continue to live on in how you love, in how you treat others because of them, and in how you choose to remember them. So if you've lost someone, I want you to hear me say this. Their love still lives in you. Their laughter still echoes in your memory. Their presence shaped your heart. And that, my friend, that doesn't end. That doesn't end. That never ends. So now let's talk about the goodbyes we do choose. Oh yes, there are some goodbyes we must make. We have to choose them. Because let's be real, in life, sometimes we must say goodbye to people we love. Not because we want to, but because we need to. Not all relationships are meant to last forever. Some relationships are like leaves and must fall away. So don't beat yourself up over a relationship that you know is not good for you. Remember, not every connection is meant to go the distance. Yes, very few are like branches and roots and are meant to stay. But then again, many are like leaves and they simply fall away. Some relationships are seasonal, some are situational, and then some are sent to teach us a lesson, not to stay with us. And guess what? That doesn't make the love any less real. You can love someone deeply and still know that the healthiest thing you can do is to let them go. You can forgive someone and still move on without them. You can wish someone well and still walk away. Maturity is knowing that love isn't always about holding on. Sometimes love is actually knowing when to release and when to let go. So if you find yourself wrestling with the decision, should I go? Should I continue? If you're wondering whether the goodbye you made was the right decision, ask yourself one of these questions. Was I shrinking myself to stay? Was I losing myself just to make it work? Was I constantly exhausted, confused, anxious, or unsettled? And if the answer to any of those questions was yes, then maybe, just maybe, the goodbye wasn't a failure. Maybe it was indeed an act of courage. And so as we near the end of a year or the end of anything, it's easy to feel the weight of everything that didn't go as planned. You might be looking back and saying, I thought I'd be further by now. I never expected to end the year alone. I thought this was the one. I didn't think I'd lose him or her or them. I thought I found my purpose, but now I feel lost again. But let me lovingly offer you this reminder. Endings don't disqualify you. They prepare you. So take courage in knowing that you are not behind. You are becoming. You are not broken. You are being reshaped. You are not late. You are learning. And yes, you can start over. You can try again. You can turn the page. You can close the chapter, and it's all up to you. You get to decide. Remember, it's your story, it's your life, and you have every right to change the narrative. And so before we end today, I want you to take a deep breath without focusing on the future. Just inhale the present. Take inventory of everything and everyone who's still present in your life, and then exhale the past. Yes, exhale the past. Release it all, good, bad, indifferent. Simply let them go. Because in doing so, you are now clearing out the unnecessary clutter, and you are making room for what's next, good or not so good. And then smile and give thanks, even if it's just because you made it. Yes, you, my friend, you survived what was meant or sent to destroy you. You endured the goodbye you never thought you'd recover from. And so remember, you are stronger than you think. You are wiser than you know, and more loved than you feel. Now honor the goodbye. Honor it by remembering what it taught you. Honor it by not pretending that it didn't matter or it didn't hurt. And honor it by living a life that keeps moving forward. Forward with compassion, with courage, with grace, and with clarity. And so whether you're closing out a year, walking away from someone you loved, grieving a loss, or saying farewell to a dream that didn't come to life, remember this: goodbyes don't always have to be final. They don't have to be forever. They don't have to be feared. In fact, sometimes goodbyes are the very thing that brings us back to ourselves. So let your goodbye be a beginning. Let it be sacred. Let it be full of truth, tenderness, and transformation. And if no one's told you lately, know that I was sent to remind you that you are doing so well, because you're doing the best you can with what you have and in the season that you're in. You're growing even when it doesn't feel like it. You are healing even when it hurts. And you are so worthy of everything beautiful that's coming next. So thank you for listening to me today. Thank you for allowing your heart to be open. And if this message resonated with you, if it brought you some comfort, some clarity, or even a spark of hope, then there's only one thing I ask. Would you share this message with someone else? Life is real, and someone out there, somewhere, is grieving in silence, struggling to make peace with a goodbye that they maybe never saw coming. And your share might just be the reminder that they so desperately need right now. And so until next time, may you continue to reflect deeply. May you continue to love bravely and boldly walk gently into every new beginning with clarity and with grace. And always remember, goodbye reminds us that yes, you can close the chapter and still honor the story. And goodbyes are also just another reminder that something new is on the way. See you next time.